Today I stand here in front of you on my last day in England. First tour of the UK. 10 years in this business. First time I've got to fly overseas and kind of live out my dream. I take a big breath of fresh air and I think to myself about the last 10 years. More importantly, I think about March 2014 and what that means to me. You see, those of you who know my story, this will all sound all too familiar. For those of you who don't, it was 6 years ago in March, and I was taking my last breaths of clean air as carbon monoxide filled my lungs, and I was ready to call it quits. I was down in the dumps. I was physically, mentally, emotionally beaten. Whether it was wrestling that had me down, whether it was drugs that had me down, whether it was just life. Fact of the matter is, I was ready to call it quits. Something happened that day. I'm not really a big man of God. But that day, there was some sort of greater power looking down at me saying, hey, we're not ready yet to call it quits. There's bigger things for you in this life. And as I was pulled from my car, and as I gasped a little bit more fresh air, I realized this isn't going to be an overnight healing process. This isn't going to be a 1 week, 1 month, 1 year healing process. This was going to be a lifetime choice. And I started to rebuild myself. Day in, day out, week in, week out, month after month, year after year. Then September came, September 2012. A lot of people realize, August, September, what's the difference? I tore my damn ACL. Opening seconds in a 2 out of 3 falls match with Jay Lethal. And I fought through that match, and I kept thinking, I kept seeing visions over and over and over of that day, sitting in my car, all alone, thinking this isn't worth it. And that day, as I kept fighting through that match, for over 15 minutes, I kept saying to myself, this is worth it. Then I got sidelined. 9 months on the shelf, building my body up, starting again at day 1. I got back into that ring. I got back into Ring of Honor. May of 2013. It hasn't even been 1 year now since I've returned. And finally, I think I'm seeing it. And now the world's seeing it. We're seeing what the bigger picture was. We're seeing why I got pulled from my car that day. Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Taking over Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Going to Germany, England, defending my title. Professional wrestling hasn't seen a more impressive year than what this man right here is doing. And now I get ready for Europe's biggest tournament. 16 men in the Carat. This is an opportunity I am not taking lightly. Real life meets pro wrestling. And when the Sicilian psychopath walks into Germany, winning is my only option.